Athletic careers are measured in several ways. Among these are age, ability, and success. Qualities often defined by their opposites. Today's veterans were yesterday's rising stars. Ability can be a burden, but greatness demands it. Knowing the anguish of defeat sweetens success. Veterans can attest to these truths. Younger stars are only starting to discover them. They provide a glimpse of the NBA of today and tomorrow.
This is the NBA on NBC. The game of the week. Today, it's the Houston Rockets versus the Los Angeles Lakers.
At a game number 500, many have the Houston Rockets down for the count. But Charles Barkley knows better. Why? Because Hakeem Olajuwon is back after missing 33 games to injury. But today, it's a difficult task as they come to the Forum to meet the talented Los Angeles Lakers in that all-star laden lineup. The Lakers bidding for the sweep from the Great Western Forum today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Los Angeles. Tom Hammond with Bill Walton and Steve Jones. And, of course, the game within the game today will be the matchup between two of the best centers in the business, Hakeem Olajuwon and Shaquille O'Neal. And, Steve, it hasn't been long since Hakeem has returned from injury. Maybe not in the best of shape yet, but he's getting there.
He is working his way back. Olajuwon has been the dominant low-post player in the 90s, and they knew something was wrong with him when he posted an average of 14-4. Surgery, he's come back. His numbers are still down, but if the Rockets want to get in the jet stream, it's Olajuwon that's going to take them there. He's a franchise player, and if they want to be champions again, he's the guy that's going to lead them.
And, of course, Bill, Shaquille O'Neal knows what it's like to come back from injury. Since he has returned from that abdominal strain, he's been sensational.
Tom, it was just 2.5 years ago in the NBA Finals when Hakeem Olajuwon totally dominated Shaquille O'Neal. Since then, though, the pendulum has absolutely swung as Shaq has become the most devastating inside force in the NBA. But before the injury, he was terrific. Since then, he has been absolutely on fire. Now, Shaq, he uses Hakeem Olajuwon as his measuring stick because Shaq, he idolized the dream going up. But today, look for Shaquille O'Neal to put on a real show and to try to take advantage of a still recovering Hakeem Olajuwon.
Well, two of the best centers in the history of the NBA. We thought we'd look at the numbers and see how they compare head-to-head in regular season action, and really not much to choose from. O'Neal and Olajuwon scoring about the same, rebounding not much difference, slight edge and blocks for Olajuwon, but the bottom line, Shaq is 8-2 versus Hakeem in the regular season. Well, maybe there's another significant injury for the Lakers today, and for more on that, let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, there is injury of concern for the Lakers, and it is with Kobe Bryant. He sprained his right ankle yesterday in practice, had 2 hours of treatment yesterday after practice, came down after trying to retrieve or rebound off the ankle of Sean Rooks. It's his right ankle. He had some electronic stimulation. He had some joint mobilization with Gary Vitti, the trainer, this morning. I spoke to Kobe. He said he's only feeling about 75%. It's very tender. He iced it all night, kept it elevated. He is going to try and play today, and we're just going to have to keep our eye on it. Hey, Tom, he had a bad left ankle that caused him to miss 3 games earlier in the season, but this is his right ankle. Tom?
All right, Jim, it is the 4th and final meeting of the regular season between these two. Lakers looking for the sweep. And in Tinseltown, the stars will be out on and off the court. A rare sunny day in Southern California today as the Lakers get set to host the Rockets. Here are the starting lineups. Kevin Willis starting. Charles Barkley voluntarily gave up that starting spot. Last minute change. Eddie Johnson is starting in place of the rookie Roderick Rhodes, Olajuwon, Drexler, and Maloney, and Ori, Fox, O'Neal, Jones, Van Exel for the Lakers. And Rudy Tomjanovich in his 7th season as coach of the Rockets, the winningest ever Houston coach, and Del Harris, coach of the Los Angeles Lakers in his 4th season in LA, his 13th as an NBA head coach. He's won over 500 games. It's an interesting matchup between the veteran Rockets and the young Lakers.
Tom, the most important thing about this game for the aging Houston Rockets is that they bring some energy. If they don't bring some energy, watch out for the door to open and the stars to run them down.
And for the Los Angeles Lakers, their defense has got to key their running game, and then the forward play. You see Rick Fox, Robert Horry for the Lakers. They've been playing great basketball the last 10 days, the forwards. They have to keep that going because the Rockets and Willis, Barkley, and Eddie Johnson and Roderick Rhodes, they have terrific forwards in Houston.
Mario Elie for the Rockets has a sprained left ankle and will not play today. And for the Lakers, Eddie Jones is still recovering from the flu. He's played only once since the All-Star break, ineffectively then, and he told me just a few minutes ago he's still not 100%. But he is in the starting lineup, and we're ready to go. Dick Bavetta, Ron Olesiak, and Leroy Richardson, the officials for today, and the Rockets control the opening tap. Matt Maloney at the point. Here's Akeem with a high screen. And on the low blocks against Shaquille O'Neal.
Shot clock's a factor here.
An illegal defense call against the Lakers.
There's going to be the concern of the afternoon for the Rockets, holding the ball down under 5 seconds, getting no movement, then having to shoot over the top of the defense. That's going to be costly for them if they're not making shots.
Drexler leaves for Willis. He fumbled it away into the hands of Maloney.
Akeem's got a little one.
Calling for the ball against Van Exel. Can't get it to him.
That's got to be illegal defense once again.
So the first possession for the Rockets results in 2 illegal defense calls against Harris and the Lakers.
Yeah, Del Harris is over there saying he pump fakes, so that can make my guys legal. And that's not the case. They don't get the call. Eddie Johnson gets the Rockets on the board.
So Johnson hits the technical first point of the game.
Tom, you see Eddie Johnson wearing that sleeve on his right elbow, telling me before the game he's got some bone chips in there that are going to need some surgery in the off-season. Has to take anti-inflammatories, a lot of heat and ice treatment, but he says he can still put the jumpers up.
Johnson, low post Willis. Shoots over Shaquille and rims it through Kevin Willis, who played so well when Olajuwon was hurt.
This is one thing that you have to do against Shaq when you get isolated in that mid-post area. Turn and face, make him take that step back.
Fox spins, stripped by Johnson. It'll be Lakers ball.
Eddie Johnson, a terrific player, but not a great low-post defender. He really got away with a slap down there against Rick Fox.
Van Exel.
This is a horrible
Didn't get it
start
in time.
for the Lakers.
Turnover, Los Angeles.
One play.
Well, 2 illegal defenses. Shaq gets faced up, and then they can't inbound the ball.
It's a good thing we got 47 minutes left.
Drexler. And rebounded by Shaquille. Here's Van Exel for the Lakers. Got a screen from Horry. O'Neal.
The defensive transition for the Rockets, either Willis or Akeem can both take Shaq. That time Willis just concession basket.
Horry checking Olajuwon here. Akeem draws the double team to Willis. Kevin Willis is 2 for 2. And the Rockets up by 3. Olajuwon knocked it away from O'Neal. 2-on-2 break. Maloney, Willis. He got it. Willis with 6 early points.
Steve, this is a completely different Houston Rocket team than than we saw, and you did the game Friday night up in Portland. They have come out with great fire, the Rockets.
Well, they know they have to bring some energy. They came down from Vancouver in their bodies, but mentally they were still in Vancouver. Got blown away. You look at how the Rockets believe they have to win. It's at the defensive end, and with Olajuwon poking that away, a rare chance to run early for the Houston Rockets, the finisher, Kevin Willis, and he's got 6 quick points.
Olajuwon commits the first Rocket foul, sending Shaquille O'Neal to the free throw line. Shaq coming off that 44-point performance against Seattle in the overtime loss.
Tom, he's been averaging 36 points a game. When you talked about the tail of the tape earlier between Shaq and Hakeem, Shaq comes in today weighing 318 with 11% body fat. Hakeem Olajuwon comes in at 268 pounds, and the Rockets can't even inbound the ball.
Sloppy game on both ends here in the early going.
It's a good thing we got 46 minutes left to play. Kevin Willis is going to step inbound and then throw the ball back to Eddie Johnson. That's a veteran team making a rookie mistake.
And Eddie Jones from the top of the key.
And again,
yeah, the Rockets can't get the ball inbound.
That's because they don't know who's supposed to take it out. And it's Kevin Willis that's trying to take the ball out, then throwing it back to Eddie Johnson.
Turnovers all even. Jones off a screen, driving on Drexler. Left it for Ori, stripped away by Maloney. Here's the Rockets break. Drexler back to Maloney for 3.
Maloney, who's been playing the best basketball of his career, battling back from a couple of injuries, first to his elbow, then to his neck. Good transition D for Houston.
Fox backs up behind the arc and lets it fly. Long rebound to Drexler. Rockets want to run again. Johnson, long range 2, back rim to Ori.
Rockets, one of the few teams that runs a fast break to shoot a 3.
Eddie Jones. Slapped out by Johnson, who's got it. Fox of the Lakers. Looking for Shaquille. Double down, stripped away. Johnson to Drexler.
Hakeem is poking a lot of balls away. He's 7th all-time in career steals in the NBA.
Willis open. That's his first miss of the game after he made 3 in a row. Fox against Johnson. Laid it in.
If the game stays up and down, there's no way that the Houston Rockets can beat the younger, more aggressive, more talented Los Angeles Lakers.
Fast break points, though, so far. The Rockets 5-2 over the Lakers. Better get them while you can when you got those aging legs, huh? Drexler came up short on the finger roll. Willis missed it right underneath. And then travels as Willis and a teammate came down with simultaneous possession. Traveling call against the Rockets.
Clyde Drexler is so good coming down the lane at finding his wide open teammates. Looked like he was going to shoot that ball, but then at the last moment, Kevin Willis was right open along the baseline and just laid it off to him beautifully.
You are not going to say that.
That was no pass.
You are not going to say that.
We got a timeout. 7:54 left, opening quarter. Rockets by 2. Rockets by 2. Jack Nicholson just arrived and immediately greeted by Charles Barkley, who left the Rockets huddle to come greet Jack Nicholson. Well, now the Rockets finally have their big 3 intact, and it makes a difference in their record.
It does, and if they've got 2 or 3 playing, they're a very, very good basketball team. With 1, they're struggling, and with none, they may as well go home. And they have built this team around them. Charles Barkley has upped his rebounding average this year and will bring considerable energy when he comes off the bench to his team.
3rd in the league, Charles is behind Dennis Rodman and Jason Williams. Barkley, ever since it fell apart in Phoenix, he has done everything he possibly could do to get to that championship celebration.
Deflected out of bounds, and Barkley, if you heard our pregame feature that Steve did an interview with Charles on NBA Showtime, talking about how he volunteered to come off the bench and has been very effective, giving Kevin Willis the starting spot. Robert Horry passed up the shot. 8 on the shot clock.
Del Harris does not want Robert Horry shooting those threes. He feels he has enough guys who can do it already.
Shaquille over Olajuwon. Rimmed out. Offensive rebound, Horry. Robert Horry who comes off a 10 offensive rebound performance against the Sonics.
The Rockets have been able to get an early lead, but they got to start featuring Olajuwon. He has yet to take the shot here in the first 5 minutes of play.
Here he is. Fall away. Too hard. Rebounded by Jones.
Watch Shaq in transition here. This is where he's so tough. They find him down low.
Shaquille works his way to the rim.
That's a
travels.
tough call here by Leroy Richardson. Well, watch Shaq miss this turnaround jumper. Kevin Willis is standing there anticipating it's going in. Robert Horry cleans up on the garbage. You have to believe that every shot's coming out. Get in the air and be ready.
8 total turnovers in 5 minutes of play. Sloppy beginning to this one from the floor. Horry with a steal. Here's Van Exel against Maloney. Carried it. No call. Missed the shot. And then an over-the-back rebounding foul on Eddie Jones.
Good job defensively that time by Matt Maloney in the transition defense. Nick Van Exel, who was badly outplayed Friday night here by Gary Payton, trying to find some sort of rhythm here, but Maloney forced him into a very difficult shot there. Rockets good transition defense again.
Game still tied.
Rockets trying to establish some sort of pick and roll. Second time with Drexler, they turn it over, they steal it back.
Drexler got it back. Here's Eddie Johnson. The veteran Eddie Johnson nails his third point. And a steal, Maloney.
Very sloppy game, as you pointed out, Tom, including the illegal defenses.
Willis. Olajuwon had it for a moment. Horry grabs it for the Lakers. Looking into Shaq. There's the entry pass, the double down, the nice pass, and then Drexler blocked Horry's shot. Maloney for 3.
This is the best the Houston Rockets have played all year. Del Harris forced to take a timeout.
And the Houston Rockets leading by 5 as the Lakers take the 20.
The Lakers trying to get out in transition here. They pass the ball after the automatic double team, and Clyde Drexler rotates beautifully down, and then he kicks it ahead to Matt Maloney, who is red hot from the perimeter. Maloney really sharp and alert today.
Now that was a pass.
Absolutely. Unlike that finger roll pass we saw from Drexler.
Good run here for the Houston Rockets.
And Matt Maloney has a couple of trifectas so far for Rudy Tomjanovich, and hitting 39% behind the arc for the season.
Houston Rockets are second in the NBA in three-point field goals made per game. But you look at the fast break points, the antithesis of what you would anticipate coming into this game.
But let's remember, 2 of those fast break baskets have been 3-pointers by Matt Maloney.
Right.
This is a team that's busted out but really hasn't gotten to the rim. You're not going to beat the Lakers shooting 3s on fast break, because they're going to come at you with a lot of 2s from a lot of different angles.
Lakers with the ball, facing a 5-point deficit, approaching the 5.5-minute mark in the opening quarter. Baseline drive and a block. Jones had it rejected by Olajuwon. Here's Maloney again. Willis against O'Neal.
Turn and face here. Don't try to go with your back to the basket.
Jump hook rejected by O'Neal, but right to Johnson. Here's Akeem over Horry. Patented.
There's money, and that's what they have to go to a lot more in this ball game if they're expecting to win. I thought that jump hook was unblockable.
All the rules are out the window, Steve, when this guy's playing.
Up and under, missed it. Olajuwon with the pass to Maloney. Here's Drexler.
Akeem's numbers aren't great, but his game is solid as can be.
Johnson misses, then slapped out of bounds. Last touch by Willis. Here's Kobe Bryant. And we'll take a close look at him to see if he's affected by the injury from practice yesterday that Jim Gray mentioned in our open to the telecast. The highest scoring reserve in the NBA, and coming off a Kobe mania from the All-Star break and settling back down to earth perhaps a little bit. Rockets enjoying their biggest lead as the result of a 7-0 run. Horry against Willis. Here's O'Neal.
The Rockets have made a defensive strategic decision. Double team Shaq as early as possible. If he gets in deep, let him go. Don't foul him. Save those fouls. You got to have Willis and Akeem for late in the game.
Shaq has a half dozen points. Drexler rimmed out.
Great passing on the break.
Bryant finally found the handle to Van Exel for three. Offensive rebound. Eddie Jones made it happen.
Not a good matchup for Eddie Johnson.
Kobe Bryant's lean in is an air ball. Drexler sets sail for the other end.
Kobe trying to force it off his own dribble. Move it around a little bit when you get a guy from the air, go for the pick and roll.
Van Exel picks off the Maloney pass. Here's Jones. Missed it. Right underneath.
Rockets' transition defense has been superb all afternoon.
Olajuwon trying to get it to Willis, saved by Johnson, who scores.
Lakers standing around thinking that the refs are going to call a 3 seconds.
Eddie Johnson has 5 points, getting the starting role, and again the lead is 7.
When the Lakers have to play half court, they're going to feature Shaq trying to go to work right now.
Olajuwon got it the first time, but on the second try, committed the foul.
It was almost as if Shaq reposted himself and threw himself a pass off the backboard here. The drop step, the great footwork.
And number 4, Charles.
He just wanted it a lot more than Olajuwon. After the first block, the ball was up for grab. Olajuwon now with 2 personal fouls will sit down. Shaq back at the line. And Charles Barkley, first appearance for the Rockets. Shaq missed. Willis has the board.
But while everybody is dogging Shaq about his declining free throw percentage, and he missed a big one at the end of the game, Rockets are going to take a timeout right here. The biggest thing, though, is that now Hakeem Olajuwon is in foul trouble.
3:08 first quarter. Rockets with a lead. You're watching the NBA on NBC. Houston has led throughout the first quarter. 3:08 left. NBA.com, the NBA's official website, now offering a live audio broadcast of every NBA game. With an NBA.com audio league pass, you can hear your favorite team in action every time it takes the floor. Here's what's on the website today. NBA.com, your source for basketball on the internet.
And how about that huge victory by Utah at Seattle last night? Karl Malone picking them apart. Pinpoint passing. Wonderful exhibition of basketball for Utah last night.
Drexler takes it to the rim. Dishes off to Johnson, who misses the shot. Eldon Campbell into the game for the Lakers, battling Willis for the rebound. Willis knocked it out of bounds.
Interesting substitution. Shaq had it rolling, 8 points in the first quarter. Olajuwon in foul trouble. He goes down. Eldon Campbell in the ball game. So that takes some heat off the Rocket defense.
Corey Blunt and Derek Fisher also in for the Lakers. Campbell, the low post, guarded by Willis.
Eddie Jones has got Matt Maloney on it. They should just get him the ball every time.
He missed a 3, though. And the rebound batted around to Drexler. Drexler's in a hurry all the way. He missed the shot. Willis back to Drexler. Missed again. And Campbell cradles it this time.
Clyde shot better when he won the 2-ball championship last week in New York.
Maybe he needs Cynthia with him to help.
Well,
he's
Clyde,
0 for 5.
Clyde gave $5,000 of his winnings to his coach for the 2-ball competition, Van Chancellor.
And the jam by Jones from Campbell.
That is what the Lakers need. Ball, player movement. They got it. Easy throwdown for Eddie Jones.
Cuts the lead to 3. Barkley passed up the shot.
Steve, there's that holding the ball you talked about.
Now they move it around the perimeter and into Willis. Willis against Blunt, drives, can't score, draws the foul.
Anytime you have ball movement, player movement, very good things are going to happen for you. Watch the Lakers drop it and go. Eddie Jones well past Matt Maloney, and an easy throwdown for him. See if they come back to that play when they have to set up again in half court.
But speaking of Eddie Jones, here's a guy who didn't play basketball as a real young kid. He started playing football, Eddie Jones did, when he grew up, alternating between Philadelphia and South Florida. His mom bought all this equipment for him to go play football, and then he quit after 1 week. He said, I'm going to go play basketball.
It only takes one tackle.
Kevin Willis scoring his first point since the first couple of minutes of the game. He has 7 total first quarter. Floater by Jones and a pretty one.
Eddie comes up limping, such a key performer. Being sick just really took it out of him. He looks a lot better today than any other time since the break.
Barkley from Drexler.
Steve, the Rockets are passing the ball better today than the Lakers are.
Jones spins his way free. Jones catching fire. He has 8.
Eddie Jones going to take care of that pass, and you just go a little one-on-one.
Final minute of the quarter.
Go 2 for 1 here. Shoot at 40. Charles going about 5 seconds.
Well, Charles is waiting for the defense and using up a lot of clock, so it's not going to be the 2 for 1 there. Tough shot. He gets it.
Made the head fake and then popped in the fall away. Barkley's 4th point.
I like Barkley coming off the bench. I think that's a terrific move for the Rockets. Gives them a real identity.
Fisher clangs one off the rim. It'll be a Rockets ball with 29.1 left in the quarter.
But Tom, so few teams in the NBA have a real second unit. You know, the expansion has pushed all those former 6th men into starting roles. Roderick Rhodes now in the ball game, and with Barkley, Eddie Johnson, Mario Ellie, you got a real second unit now in Houston for the first time in a long time.
And Barkley, this is when Barkley could really hurt Corey Blunt. If he just turns and goes, he's going to try to muscle his way in.
Missed it, tapped by Willis, then knocked out of bounds by the Lakers. The Rockets will get it back with 5.6 left in the quarter.
Tom, the Rockets are getting a lot of second chance opportunities. Eddie Jones to the bench, sucking some wind there. He was severely ill with that flu.
Maloney. Kevin Willis for 3 at the buzzer, and no good as the first quarter comes to a close. The Rockets leading throughout the opening quarter. 24-20 is the margin. Kevin Willis hot early for the Houston Rockets, and then Eddie Jones scored the last 6 for the Lakers. 4-point game at the end of 1 in Los Angeles. Start the second quarter. The Rockets have never trailed. They're up 4 as we begin the second. Charles Barkley relishing his new role as 6th man.
Former great 6th man in the NBA. A lot of those Celtics, and Billy Cunningham was unbelievable. The bottom 3 of those were top 50 players of all time. Today's top 6th men, Kobe, Barkley, Dale Ellis with Seattle, Kukoc. The real key with Starks and Manning, the real key, Tom, is to find somebody who can change the flow of the game. Don't just put somebody there who's going to hang on and keep things status quo. Build a whole system around that key guy anchoring the second unit.
Bryant for 3. Rebounded by Campbell. Eldon's follow is good.
And that effort right there by Eldon Campbell tells you he came to play. Good low post position, gave it up, came back and got the effort. Watch Eldon Campbell the rest of the afternoon.
His first basket makes it a 2-point game. Drexler for 3. Air ball. Fisher quickly for the Lakers. Shaquille O'Neal scored 8 points early, still remains on the bench. Bryant. Kobe ducked under Willis and scored.
To show you the importance of Hakeem Olajuwon, Hakeem's only played 16 games this year, yet he still leads the Rockets in block shots on the season, in total block shots.
Drexler missed it. Lakers have a chance for their first lead. Clyde Drexler starts the game 0 for 7.
Got a tough road trip, did not have a good shooting ball game against the Trailblazers either, so he's trying to find it at the offensive end. Campbell.
Beautiful spin. Eldon Campbell gives the Lakers their first lead of the game.
Del Harris told us that he thought Eldon would be big today, play more minutes, greater responsibility. Remember, Eldon's only played more than 20 minutes in 2 out of the last 16 ball games. So his role is greatly diminished with Shaq on such a tear.
5 on the shot clock.
Here's Willis, low block. Jump hook came up way short. Shot clock violation, Laker ball.
Now, Eldon Campbell has told us over the years that he likes to finish at the hoop with his left hand because his left hand is bigger than his right hand. He feels much more comfortable grabbing it and holding on to that ball. The spin, the drop. Kevin Willis, he usually beats guys with that move. Right back in his face. Good start for Eldon.
Olajuwon Bullard in the ball game now. Willis and Drexler down.
Rockets trying to recover from a 6-0 run. Now 8-0 for the Lakers to open the second quarter. That's Derek Fisher. And the Rockets will take a timeout.
Lakers have played great with Derek Fisher in place of Nick Van Exel, who's on the bench with a sore knee right now. But Derek Fisher along that baseline. Akeem does not want that third foul. Just lets him go.
Not far from the Hollywood Hills at the Forum in Los Angeles, where the Lakers have scored 8 straight to open the quarter. Kobe Bryant's presence apparently has made a difference.
When he's been in the game, the Lakers have outscored Houston by 11 while he's been on the bench. The Rockets have been up by 7 despite Kobe only getting 2 points. He's finally helping his teammates get off a little bit more.
Which is what Del Harris says he needs to do to become the great player that people are predicting he will be. Good defense by Los Angeles. Here's Kobe Bryant against the bigger Matt Bullard.
Well, he's trying to get a screen from Kobe, from Corey Blunt. He decides he doesn't need it.
What difference does it make? Just pop it in.
But you saw Matt Bullard, who's a terrific role player for the Rockets, but not a great individual defender. He just kept backing up and backing up and backing up. Finally, Kobe had to shoot it.
Rockets need a bucket. They've been outscored 10-0. There's Campbell with a foul on Olajuwon. He's first.
Roderick Rose on the penetration, and it's Eldon Campbell again quickly reacting. The defense of the Lakers have been much better now. Kobe Bryant is saying, come on, you get over here, give me a screen. Forget it.
Now, Akeem's going to go to the line here, and I was talking to him about his rehab from the surgery. This is the first surgery he's ever had. It was on his left knee there. I asked him if he picked up any new hobbies, and he said, well, I thought I was going to have some time to, but all I did was do therapy the whole time, and now the Cybex machines and rehab are my new hobbies out there. 2-3 long sessions every single day, but he did get to spend a lot of quality time with his 2 daughters, age 9 and age 5 months.
Missed 33 games after that left knee was scoped November 25th. Fisher. Lakers continue the hot hand in the second quarter. And it's 32-26.
When Derek Fisher has been given time to play, he has been a spectacular. Great pass by Olajuwon.
Barkley fouled by Fox. In the second quarter, the Lakers came out smoking. They were down 4 to open the quarter, and in the second quarter, they had hit 6 of their 7 shots.
Tom, with Barkley at the line here, in the locker room before the game, he had the usual Charles Barkley press conference, and everybody was asking him about his obsession to win the championship. And he said, hey, I'd love to win the championship, but so much of my focus right now is on his scholarship programs that he has set up at Auburn University, at his high school in Leeds, and also at his church there. And he's providing minority scholarship opportunities and grants for kids to have the same opportunities that Charles has had growing up.
Graduate of Leeds, Alabama High School and Auburn University, and laying the groundwork for that run for governor, I think.
Now that would be an accomplishment for Charles to win the Alabama governorship.
6 of 7 shooting. The Rockets still looking for their first field goal. They've gotten 4 free throws on them. Fisher has it blocked by Akeem. And then Campbell deflects it back. Fisher to Campbell and a jam.
Second unit of the Lakers has picked it up, got the crowd into the ball game, and the Lakers second group is going to have to respond, and that means Barkley's going to have to pick it up and lead the way. They get a foul against Corey Blunt.
Hakeem Olajuwon, who by the numbers is the greatest shot blocker in the history of the NBA. Remember, they didn't keep that stat when Russell and Wilt played, but the outlet pass deflected, and then Derek Fisher so heady, and Hakeem is well aware that he's got 2 fouls. He needs to play Shaq. He cannot waste them on a foolish block attempt against Eldon Campbell.
Eldon Campbell's made a real difference for the Lakers, and Shaquille O'Neal spent much of the time on the bench in this first quarter.
This is when Charles Barkley is more difficult to defend. When he turns and faces, he's got a quick first step, puts the ball on the floor. Corey Blunt tried to make a rejection. The foul, Barkley back on the line.
As Shaq gets ready to return to the game. And rattles it through. Shaq is back. Nick Van Exel returns too for LA.
What will be interesting is the play between Campbell and O'Neal. When Shaq's in the game, he dominates the half-court set. Elvin Campbell has a tendency to drift and get lost. He's got a very good second quarter going. See how he responds.
Shaquille O'Neal. The Lakers have outscored the Rockets with Shaq on the bench, so that is a terrific sign for the big man who has carried this franchise this past week. Brent Price with a great steal.
Took it away from Van Exel, and Van Exel fouls him.
One dance step too many for Nick Van Exel. He's dancing with the ball, fooling around with it, puts it right out there, and Brent Price just reaches in and says thank you. Now he's going to try to make a play, and he felt that wasn't the kind of contact that should have got a whistle.
But Van Exel is such a spectacular comeback story. Last year he had all kinds of problems, been getting technicals like crazy and yelling and arguing with his coach. He saw a counselor over the summer. His counselor talked to him about relaxing out there and having fun and learn to have some sort of respect for authority.
This is the new, improved, more mellow Nick Van Exel, although he does have flashbacks occasionally. That steal from Van Exel by Maloney was LA's first turnover of the quarter after they turned it over 7 times in the opener.
As tough it has been for the Rockets to score, they've been in the ball game via the free throw line. Now the Lakers looking to Shaq.
He's got it. Passes out of the double team. Open Bryant. Drives to the hoop. Tried to pass it off. Stolen by Barkley. 3-on-2 break for the Rockets. And broken up by Rick Fox.
Barkley can't believe the poor and slow pass there by Roderick Rhodes. You got to take that ball strong to the hoop.
They had a 3-on-1, came out of it with nothing.
Nice screen by Barkley, freeing up Akeem.
Barkley backs up on O'Neal. He's going to shoot the 3, and he hit it. First field goal of the quarter for the Rockets. It's a 3 from Barkley.
And that 3 gets them back on top.
They're coming quick on the double team from everywhere. And Akeem traveling on Shaquille. And Akeem really gets a lucky break.
Charles Barkley with the 3. And the Rockets have recaptured the lead on the Lakers. Rockets lead the Lakers by 1 as Matt Maloney takes a seat on the bench. One of the reasons they are in front is Maloney's outplayed Nick Van Exel.
Over the last 14 games, Matt Maloney's averaged 13.5 points on 51% field goal shooting. He's had the best of Nick Van Exel today, but fortunately for Del Harris, Derek Fisher has come in and played very, very well.
But there's a lot of time for Nick to quick to get into this ball game, and the real secret will be getting into an open court and doing some of his magic.
Laker backcourt, 16-8. Charles Barkley's been very productive in that 6-man role we've been discussing. 11 points in 8 minutes. Bad looking shot from Akeem, and O'Neal has it to Bryant. 5 boards for Shaq. Stolen, knocked away by Rhodes. Here's Price. Price takes it to the hoop and threw it away.
Now the Lakers did a good job getting back in transition. Price didn't have anywhere to go, tried to make a pass, turn it over.
And the Lakers have now turned it over 5 straight times.
Eddie Jones pumping his chest saying, my fault, my fault. That ball was right to Kobe Bryant, who just pulled his hands down. Jamal Wilkes would have turned that into a layup.
Olajuwon backing away on O'Neal.
7 on the shot clock.
Rhodes got a screen from Olajuwon, nowhere to go. Finds Barkley, and up against the clock. Barkley pounds it through. 13 for Charles.
And Charles had something to say to the fans in the front row who were taunting him, thinking that shot was going to be forced into a miss by the great defense of Eldon Campbell.
They didn't need any more rain, but that one could have brought more El Nino rain. Here's Van Exel for three.
Tom, we always need rain in California.
Now Barkley's calling for the ball, but he's been the reason that the Rockets have gotten on top, taking Eldon Campbell outside.
He's fouled. Barkley already has scored 13 of Houston's last 17, and he'll try to get 2 more.
Charles, who's just been terrific in every aspect of the game since he came in, is going to get isolated against Eldon. He just keeps throwing it up higher and higher, touches the top of the forearm here, and then isolated along that baseline.
It's not a good matchup for Eldon Campbell to be drawn that far out on the floor with a guy like Barkley who can dance with the ball. So he's been back at the free throw line, shooting over the top of the defense. He's given them the offense that they need to hold on to the lead.
Horry returns for Campbell. Charles had a few comments on Kobe Bryant mania too, didn't he?
He was saying that people have to let Kobe grow up and let him become the great player that everybody is trying to give him. He was saying that, that Eddie Jones is a much better player right now than Kobe Bryant, and it should not just be about hype. It should be about delivering on the court, which is what Charles Barkley is all about.
He's given the Rockets a 4-point lead. Shaq draws the double team, quickly passes out of it. Jones, Bullard fouled him.
Eddie Jones is going to go to the line here. As I said earlier, he was a little bit late to come to basketball. It wasn't until he was 16 years old and his dad died that he realized that, hey, I got to get to work out there. And that's when his basketball career really took off.
Don't forget, coming up next on NBC, Game 2 of our doubleheader, Grant Hill and the Pistons into the Windy City to face Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and the world champion Bulls. Game 2 of our doubleheader coming up next.
The defense of both teams has been pretty alert. They've had a lot of hands, a lot of deflections on ball, so both teams are in it at the defensive end, and it comes down to a question of good offense, and this is a concern for the Rockets just inbounding the ball.
Backcourt pressure from the Lakers. Price beats it with a pass to Hakeem.
Lakers have tried everything, Tom, to get the tempo up, but the Rockets have just been too smart, too disciplined, and have rebounded too well. Nice pass.
Barkley from Hakeem. Charles Barkley with 16 points, 12 in the quarter. He's done the 16 points in only 11 minutes of play. Shaq is quickly passing out of the double team. Triple team that time, and he missed it. Barkley takes it the other way.
But Shaq did a fine job of reposting. Oh,
Turnover.
Backcourt violation.
Rare
Bad
mistake
pass.
by Charles that time. He has had this game in his control mentally since he entered the game. And he was saying that, I don't really care about starting Charles Barkley. He just says, all I want to do is win and do whatever I can to help the team. The statistics, the money means absolutely nothing. I've got all of those. I want to win everything.
Trying to find Shaq again.
Twisting, turning, missing, but he's fouled. Let's see if it's Hakeem. It'd be his third. No, but it's on Roderick Rose.
Hakeem is doing everything he can. You see Shaq just using that shoulder, using those arms. Notice the way, though, Shaq keeps both arms on the ball, both hands on the ball. He rarely gets called for an offensive foul down low because he keeps those hands tightly on the ball.
What about his shoulders and his body? I mean, that's where you're going to get the offensive foul. Forget the ball.
The referees haven't picked up on that part yet, Steve.
9.6 boards for Shaq. That one sounded bad. 3 of 5 at the line for Shaq. It's a 3-point game.
Whenever the Rockets get pressure on the ball, that's when they struggle, and they like to get the ball set up deep early, and Price goes for 3.
Quick 3, front rim to Barkley. Bullard for 3.
This would be a good time for the Rockets to take Hakeem out. He's got the 2 fouls. It'd be great for the Rockets if they could go into the half and start the second half with him just having those 2.
Matt Bullard is a 41% 3-point shooter. Here's Bryant trying to answer, and he does. Kobe Bryant for three.
Kobe is so much better when he... Eddie Jones.
And his shot is blocked. Horry got it back. Jones for three. Bullard the rebound.
And you got a mismatch here. Barkley should think about going real quick to the rim against Shaq. Shaq does not like to be out of here isolated.
Charles smiling at him. Takes it to the rim, and Shaq fouls him and is not happy about it.
Anytime you get a center outside, you want to have a field day and a quick move inside, and Shaq starts waving, and it's one.
Thank you. We'll come back with Charles Barkley heading to the free throw line. All Charles has done since coming into the game in his 12 minutes in the contest, he's hit 5 of 6 field goals and 5 of 6 free throws.
But this is a gift opportunity for Charles Barkley at the line as Shaquille O'Neal came up with a great block shot defensively.
But the foul was actually called on Robert Horry. Now we've had
he was a non-factor in the play.
A continuing dialogue.
Well, Steve talked about a forward's dream. This is a center's dream. The guy coming to the hoop and double clutch, and Shaq just wide open, right over the top of the ball. Horry was not even a factor.
You see Horry's hand on top of his shoulder there? Charles' second free throw. No good. He missed them both. Maybe you were right.
Justice.
Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, guys. Well, Del Harris during that timeout told us, guys, we have so many turnovers because everybody's standing around. If you guys are going to stand around offensively, there's no place for the ball to go. It either forces a bad shot or a turnover. Move around. Become active. Tom?
All right, Jim.
Jim is right on that because the Lakers have not used their defense to generate any sort of transition offense. It's not a particularly efficient offensive half-court team, the Lakers, unless Shaq is killing people. And that has not been the case today.
Kevin Willis committing that last foul, and here's another Houston foul as Jones takes them both. Second on Roderick Rhodes.
Rhodes picks up the personal foul. That is his second, 4th team. The Rockets had done very well and stayed out of team foul problems. The next one will send them into the send the Lakers to the penalty.
Van Exel against Price. Here's the entry pass to Shaq. Quick pass out of the double team. Jones, the open three. O'Neal, offensive board. Dishes off. Jones rejected by Barkley.
Phenomenal block by Charles that time, who's wide open in the corner. Give it to him and let him take Shaq again.
Here he is. Bryant doubles down. Rhodes, reach-in foul on Eddie Jones.
Eddie Jones trying to make a steal gamble. You got to find out whether Roderick Rhodes is going to score points. The problems with Rhodes is he's not a good perimeter player, hasn't finished when he's gotten by his man. These are things that he'll hopefully improve in, but so far he hasn't been an offensive threat, so don't reach and gamble.
But a huge success story, Roderick Rhodes, whose career was apparently over when he and Rick Pitino didn't get along back there at Kentucky. He comes out here to USC. Henry Bibby, the great coach, rescues that career, and he becomes a first-round draft choice and has lived up to those expectations.
And has started 12 games for the Rockets at 3 different positions. Point guard, shooting guard, and small forward. Van Exel on the pick and roll. Couldn't find Horry. Tries to take Price off the dribble. Can't hit the shot through the hands of Willis. And right back to L.A. Bryant for 3.
You really have to wonder if Nick Van Exel's knee is killing him. The Rockets are going to take a 20-second timeout.
Kobe Bryant in double figures with that last 3-point shot, and Van Exel does not look happy.
Van Exel just ended up taking a tough shot, but they have a lot of patience with the second possession. Kobe Bryant sticks his second 3 in the quarter. He's got 10, and the Lakers, they crawl back to within 1.
Kobe Bryant with 10 points all this quarter, and is the leading reserve scorer in the NBA, and coming off that starting spot at the All-Star game, the youngest ever. There you see that he has a sizable edge on Danny Manning, Starks, Newman, and Murray.
You know, everyone says that it's hype, but those numbers are legit. And, you know, they're only going to get better. So I don't think that people are incorrect in expecting greatness from him.
But he's not there yet. I think that's the point Del Harris and others are making. That, in fact, Del Harris says the next step will be to make his teammates better.
There are people that would love to have 18 points a game.
And he's raised that average by 10 points a game from last year when he got very limited playing time.
He's the only Laker to hit a 3 today. He's 2 of 3. The rest of the team 0 for 6 from the arc.
Drexler's back in, and we'll see what he can do in a minute plus to get himself offensively geared up. 4 on the shot clock.
Rhodes had to force it up and got it back.
Now the Rockets play 2 for 1 here. Shoot at 40 and they'll get the last shot of the half. But give and go, perfect execution, Roderick Rhodes.
Houston free throws upcoming with 49.2 left till halftime. Barkley's been a big factor in this game, coming off the bench for the Rockets and giving them a definite spark.
Huge second quarter for Barkley, and basketball remains a simple game, a little give and go. Gets Roderick Rhodes a chance to shoot a pair of free throws.
Rhodes has 2, shooting for 3. The bench scoring thanks to Charles Barkley, a slight edge for the Rockets. 3-point game at the 45-second mark.
And the Rockets are going to get into halftime with Akeem only having 2 fouls.
Team on the bench at the moment. Fox forced his way in, had it blocked by Willis. And the Rockets, let's see, first they said Houston ball. Now they change the call and give it to the Lakers.
But there's only 5 on the shot clock, so the Rockets are still in good shape.
Now Rudy's out there. He wants to jump ball. They tell him no. But the Lakers have been confused in their half-court set. They really haven't done a good job here in the first half of consistently making that half-court work for them.
Fox misses a 3. And it'll be Houston ball with 25.5 left.
Barkley is such a phenomenal rebounder. His positioning, his timing. The Rockets will play for 1 right now. I'd come back with Charles Barkley. He's been the money guy here in the first half.
Been doubling off Roderick Rhodes, and now Drexler working his way in the paint, misses the shot. He's had a tough first half. 0 for the half. Here's Van Exel, takes it to the rim and draws the foul with 1.2 seconds left.
The problem for Van Exel in this first half offensively has been he's been taking some very difficult shots, a little bit out of control. You watch him coming down. He thinks he's going to get Price to bite on a fake, and he doesn't. Stays in front of him. Fortunately, he gets bailed out.
Price has been one of just 2 players who's had to recover from 2 torn ACLs, Danny Manning being the other one.
Price still shaking his head as Van Exel notches his first point of the game.
And Nick just doesn't look right, and he's got the half beard there. He's late to arrive today. And usually when Nick is not playing great in the big games like this, it's because that knee is very, very sore. He's just not telling anybody about it.
And the free throws by Van Exel as Rhodes lets fly from midcourt. Make it a 1-point game at halftime. Houston outscoring the Lakers 18-11 to end the quarter. Kobe Bryant keeping LA in it, and Charles Barkley 12 in the quarter, 16 in the game off the bench. We'll join Hannah Storm for the Prudential halftime report in just a moment. We start the third at the Forum with the Rockets leading the Lakers by 1, 46-45. The LA offense so far being carried by Kobe Bryant and Eddie Jones. 20 points between them, only 25 from the rest of the team.
Tom, one of the big problems for the Lakers, they're not getting to the foul line. They lead the NBA in free throw attempts per game at 33. In the first half, they only took 9 free throws.
Jones, Ori, O'Neal, Fox, and Van Exel, original starting 5 for the Lakers.
Well, they're going to try to start getting the ball into the wrecking crew of Shaquille O'Neal. He thought he got fouled. Nothing there.
Offensive rebound, Ori. Van Exel launches a three. Tapped by O'Neal, no good. Finally, the follow shot goes. Rick Fox.
Hakeem spending so much time and energy trying to keep Shaq away from the basket. No defensive rebounding presence by the rest of the Rockets.
Pressure really hurts the Rockets, and the Rockets are now right at the midcourt line, and they don't get into it.
Willis threw it right to Jones. Here's Van Exel. The trailer, Fox lays it in.
You couldn't have asked for a worse start to the second half for the Houston Rockets.
They've been outscored 4-0.
And when Olajuwon gets it right here, he's got to be more aggressive and looking for his shot. Now he's going to come at O'Neal. Gives up the shot.
Drexler for three. He's 0 for 9. Fox for three. Easy rebound for Drexler.
When you're struggling offensively, what you got to do is get something easy. Open up that rim. You got to work a little bit harder to get closer to the rim. Don't spend a lot of time on the perimeter.
Clyde Drexler's always been at his best, Steve. You know him as well as anybody when he's rebounding the ball and driving it up the court. Hakeem just looking to pass out of that low post offense.
Couldn't get away from Shaq. Maloney takes it to the rim and scores.
Normally Shaq would just get in the air and gobble that up, maybe even swallow the ball, but he is so concerned staying at home with Hakeem.
Maloney's 3 for 3, 8 points. O'Neal lost it. Drexler leads the break. 3-on-2. Maloney blocked by Fox.
Rudy Tomjanovich cannot believe that a foul was not called that time, and Ori comes out in a lot of pain.
This is a good play at both ends of the floor. Maloney goes up, shows the ball a little bit early, and Fox knocks it away. And in the process, Robert Ori lands right down in the camera area and may have banged that knee.
Ori been troubled with a few nagging injuries lately. Missed 3 games with a abdominal muscle partial hernia.
And he's talking about having to have surgery on that hernia in the offseason, so that's not a good sign, as there is still, what, 4 months to go before the championships begin?
Full timeout instead of a 20.
And while they tend to Robert Ori, we'll take a break. Early in the third, Lakers have captured the lead.
Miller Genuine Draft presents even more basketball.
The best thing about being an offensive player is know-how, and Kobe Bryant has plenty of that.
But Barkley's ability to step to the perimeter answers Kobe's mistakes there, and Charles running out on the break. And then his movement without the ball, the strength in Charles Barkley's hands. Kobe's such a better player when he's just stroking it off the pass, and you see the numbers today. Almost a wash.
In recognition of this look inside the game, Miller Genuine Draft will donate $1,000 to the Thurgood Marshall Scholarship Fund. Robert Ori leaving the court with the injury. Jim Gray will have a report for us. Meantime, Corey Blunt has replaced him in the Laker lineup.
They got to get this guy off the mark, and that is Olajuwon. He puts it out. They may not get a shot off against the shot clock.
4 to shoot, and Willis does. Eddie Johnson battling with Blunt for the rebound. It'll be Laker ball.
Robert Ori leaving the court with the assistance of Gary Vitti on the left of your screen there. Gary, the great trainer. He'll get him better and get him back out there.
Meanwhile, the Lakers have the ball, leading by 1. Shaquille, the double down from Willis. Jones, baseline move on Drexler. Pretty scoop, but it won't go down, and Willis clears it for the Rockets.
The intimidating presence of Hakeem in the middle forced Jones into a very tough double clutch, and Willis just gobbled up the miss.
Johnson blocked by Blunt, and O'Neal recovers.
This has not been the prettiest offensive game that we've seen this year.
And O'Neal, no shot, they say. Foul out on the court.
Kevin Willis trying to keep him out of the low post. What Shaquille has done better this season and done it consistently this afternoon is get a deep low post position, too big and too strong for either Olajuwon or Willis to keep him out of that spot. Now he's just got to get the ball, go to work.
Barkley still on the Houston bench. Played such a important part off the pine in the first half. Fox is fouled. Let's go to Jim Gray for an update on Robert Horry.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, Robert Horry has been taken back into the locker room here. He is now being attended to by the Laker training staff and Dr. Lombardo of the Lakers. Right now they're saying that it is a groin injury. They don't know whether or not right now it is related to his hernia. They're checking him out, and when we have some more information, we'll get it out to you guys. Tom?
All right, Jim. I guess you know when you've arrived when you get two microphones.
Steve took mine.
We can hear you without one. Fox ready for the second free throw.
Well, Fox has scored all of the points for the Lakers here in the third quarter play. That's 6 in the quarter, and they're going to press again. And this is going to slow things down for the Houston Rockets, and it forces them to play further out on the floor.
Steve, you talk about slowing the Rockets down. They had 8 fast break points in the first 6 minutes of the game. Not a one since then.
Drexler to Akeem. And Akeem has 6. Drexler the assist.
Best of friends, Clyde Drexler and Akeem, all the way back to college. Clyde helped Akeem a lot with his therapy because Clyde's undergone a similar surgery himself.
Fox continues to line it up for the Lakers. 11 points. He has scored all the Laker points this quarter.
Well, you'll start feeling better about Rick Fox now that he's made a few moves. Olajuwon.
Cerebral ones, too.
I love these Laker forwards, Rick Fox and Robert Horry.
He has 9 in the quarter in 4 minutes. There's another second straight bucket from Akeem.
O'Neal is going to concede that jump shot to Olajuwon. He doesn't want him to get inside.
Willis quickly comes to double O'Neal. Jones to Shaq. He reversed it.
So strong, so powerful. Akeem doing absolutely everything he can do. Devastating power and force by Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq is 4 of 10 shooting. He has 11 points, 10 rebounds.
Remember, since the break, 36 points a game. Drexler finally gets one to fall.
That is his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 10. O'Neal with a nice pass to Blunt, who's fouled.
The defense of the Houston Rockets is so concentrated on getting to O'Neal and getting to him early that they're leaving seams open. Robert Horry comes back out.
Such a critical performer, Robert Horry. Expert at feeding the post, playing the great defense.
Matt Fuller replacing Eddie Johnson for the Bucks.
Horry coming off his best game of the season against Seattle. He had 15 points and 14 rebounds. As Tom mentioned, 10 of those on the offensive glass.
Blunt's second free throw no good. Drexler with a rebound, and the Rockets have it. Drexler with 6 boards this afternoon. Rockets down 3.
Come back to that same play with Drexler on the post against a smaller Eddie Jones and see if he can either make a pass or a shot. Olajuwon.
From 15, rolls off. Willis tapped. Drexler batted at it. Finally, Fox chases it down for the Lakers. Van Exel.
Nick just not looking aggressive on the offensive end today.
Tough shot from Corey Blunt.
And those two guys, Corey and Nick Van Exel, go back to their college days when they both starred for Cincinnati and Bobby Huggins.
Just under 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Trying to keep Shaq out of the low post when they've got the ball so that Willis can go to work. Misses once, but not twice.
Remember, Kevin hit his first 3 shots, and that's his first field goal since then.
He's too strong, Kevin Willis is, for Corey Blunt. They may have to come with Eldon Campbell.
But the pace of the game allows the Houston Rockets to stay in the game. Fox.
Boy, Rick Fox, who said something to him at halftime. 11 in the quarter, 13 in the game. And Houston takes a timeout. Kevin Willis had missed 8 straight shots before he hit that last one.
Kevin Willis has been really very successful with that jump hook. Doesn't get it the first time, comes right back with it the other way.
But no answer for Rick Fox.
Rick Fox coming right down the middle. The Rockets part like the Red Sea, over-concerned with Shaq.
Tom Hammond, Steve Jones, Bill Walton at the Forum, where the Lakers, trailing at halftime, have come back behind the play of Rick Fox. There's a look at those forwards you like so well. Ori, who was injured a moment ago, but is back out on the court, though not in the game, and Rick Fox.
Rick Fox is one of those guys, Tom, who took a lot less money to come here and play for the Lakers.
Maloney for three. Drexler, the offensive rebound.
But Fox had the opportunity to play for Cleveland, New York, Atlanta for big money. He said, hey, I remember what it was like in North Carolina. I want to be part of something really special, and he sees that here for the Lakers.
Hakeem is the open man. Shot never got above the level of the rim, but Van Exel couldn't handle it. And Drexler hammered as he takes it to the hoop.
So the Rockets did a good job of moving the ball around, got a couple of shots, and then the third possession, they finally get a chance to score with Drexler going to the line. The Lakers are trying to close down on the low post in whenever Olajuwon or Drexler get it. Clyde, 1 of 10. Tough afternoon.
And there's been so much been made, Steve, of this reported feud and rift between Clyde Drexler and Charles Barkley, two of the top 50 players of all time. And when you talk to them about it, they say that a lot of that is just talk. And when teams start losing, everybody seems to start going in other directions. As soon as this team gets back to its winning ways, all that stuff will be put behind them.
Have you ever heard a teammate say, I can't stand a teammate?
Yeah. I've been on some of those teams.
Not in public, you have.
Did they say it about you or about someone else?
They usually said it about me, Tom.
I don't believe that. Charles Barkley had a big first half off the bench. Has not seen action yet in the third quarter.
Again, pressure really throws the Rockets out of sync, and they've been fighting the shot clock, just getting the ball over the timeline, setting up.
Now the shot clock down to 6.
Good closeout by Fox.
He tripped Matt Bullard, though. Rick Fox assessed the foul.
Bullard is not a guy that likes to put the ball on the floor. Fox committed himself and then just realized I'm beat, so let me trip him.
Well, you look at Fox's haircut right there. He had a big shaggy mop up there, and then his mom started calling him and saying, "What's the deal here?" He said, "Mom, I got to play in my TV series Oz over the All-Star break." Oh, Hakeem, that is too sweet.
Put it on the floor, went right around Shaq. He has 10. Shaq posting up low, wants the ball, try to return the favor on Hakeem. There he is. Double down, triple team, and foul.
Hakeem is the only player I've ever seen that has had ultimate success against Shaquille O'Neal. He gets him here isolated on the perimeter. The great crossover move there. Del Harris is very frustrated and upset with the lack of rotating defense. You know, Hakeem is one of those guys, he studies NBA videos about guards' moves, about how he can create. He says the centers, hey, they don't really have games. I got to learn from the guards.
I guess some centers spoke the truth.
Shaq telling us earlier that he got one of his paychecks. I don't know what it was, $10 million or something. And he went in and picked up that paycheck, and it was supposed to be for $10 million. Looked down there, was more like $5 million. He said, "Who is this FICA guy anyway?" A one-man bailout of the Social Security system. I had tears in my eyes. The sacrifice that Shaq was making. I don't know about you. 12 points, 10 boards for Shaq in the game today.
Barkley in against a smaller Derek Fisher. He's just going to pound his way deep.
Bullard for 3. Matt Bullard, bullseye from the three-point arc, and the Rockets by 1.
Eddie Jones slipped out of the ball game. Kobe Bryant is in.
Deflected by Hakeem, out of bounds.
Anytime you get mismatches, good things happen for you, and Barkley's waiting for the defense, and it never really got down there. Corey Blunt was a little late. That allowed Bullard to measure that shot, and that's what he does. He lives off of other players' mistakes.
Key Laker forwards, Ori and Eldon Campbell.
Fox for 3. Rebounded by Hakeem.
But those Laker forwards are non-factors here in the second half.
6 rebounds for Hakeem. Barkley, tough catch. He was fouled by Blunt. That'll be 4 on Corey Blunt.
There's something about a basketball that just makes people reach, and even when a guy is right in front of you, you know you can't get through it, you come through his back, and not a good play for Corey Blunt.
Well, as it stands now, the Rockets are in the 8th and final playoff position in the West. But with Akeem back and with Barkley now playing this valuable 6-man role, what are their postseason prospects?
Problem is the teams ahead of them are playing great.
Yeah.
Phoenix is really on fire. Big win at San Antonio last night. Minnesota's coming alive, although Gugliotta's health is a question mark. And Portland with the big trade.
Akeem fouled as he made the ball fake, and Blunt went for it big time. If it's on Corey, it's number 5.
They're going to use all of his. They just brought Eldon Campbell in to give Shaquille O'Neal a little bit of a breather. So, I mean, Blunt will stay out on the floor through much of this second half. Mario Bennett is going to come in and relieve him right now. Olajuwon thought he was going to get a couple of shots.
So Mario Bennett replaces Corey Blunt, who picked up his 5th foul.
But Steve, coming into this game, you know, Shaq has been the one who's been on the huge roll, and Akeem has been up and down coming back from the injury, and that has not been the case today with Shaq sitting on the bench a lot.
Well, Shaq got a good start. As Drexler hoists another 3.
Way short, but Akeem chases it down. Akeem up and under, missed it. Fox. Filling the lane was Fisher, had to chase down the pass.
They should isolate for Kobe Bryant right there.
He's guarded by Matt Maloney. Here's Fisher against Bullard. That's a mismatch in quickness. Fisher shoots over him, though, and rebounded by Drexler. That's 8 boards for Clyde.
Middle is open for Barkley.
Backing in on Bennett, draws the double team and gets rid of it. Bullard passed up the 3. He'd been 2 for 2 from the arc. And hits from that point. Matt Bullard contributing off the bench. He has 8.
And again, it's that second unit coming alive, spearheaded by Barkley. Even though it's not just the numbers and the rebounds and the points, it's the leadership and the confidence he gives his teammates.
Fisher dribbles baseline all the way to the other side.
Fighting the shot clock now, which is down to 5.
Maloney blocked it and is picked up by Drexler. Numbers for the Rockets, 3 on 2. Maloney back to Bullard. He's been hot. Got another one. 3-pointer, Matt Bullard. 11 in the game.
You love it when a team runs a fast break for a 3.
It's been one of their primary weapons today, hasn't it? Maloney and Bullard off the break that time with a 3. Maloney earlier in the game. Houston on a 12-1 run.
Scoring baskets makes everything look good, and Matt Bullard is very successful here in the last minute and a half of play. Yeah, he's celebrating. Rudy, good substitution.
Matt Bullard has not missed a shot. He's 4 for 4, and 3 of the 4 were from the arc, leading that 12-1 Houston run that's given them a 68-62 lead.
And has coincided with Charles Barkley insertion in the game, and the Lakers running game is non-existent today.
This is what teams try to do against the Lakers, though. Squeeze the game down. Make it a half-court game. Make them have to make decisions in a half-court. They know that they're going to feature Shaq or Eldon Campbell in the low post. Defense is double. Now they've got to make shots over the top. They haven't done it after the Rick Fox explosion when he got 11 points early.
Well, we talked about the sacrifices that Rick Fox made. Shaq continues to sit on the bench here. But a lot of Houston Rockets have made similar sacrifices. Barkley, Eddie Johnson, Kevin Willis have all taken less money to be part of what's really special down there for the Houston Rockets.
I think Charles Barkley continues to have an immediate and sizable impact on the game coming off the bench. Remember, he sat out much of the quarter, but when he came in, the Rockets went on their run. In fact, since he entered the game, they've scored 8 straight points.
The psychological contributions that Barkley gives his teammates. Generally, when you lose on the road, it's because your 4th, 5th, and 6th guys just can't play well under the pressure of being on the road. Barkley gives them a great lift.
Drexler with a steal, and Fisher deflects it out of bounds. We saw the bench scoring heavily in favor of the Rockets today, and that's been a big factor in their 6-point lead.
2 terrific defensive plays, and that one kept the Rockets from scoring. Drexler in an open court after he stole the ball, got it picked by Derek Fisher.
Akeem goes to the Rocket bench. Steal of the inbounds pass. 2-on-2. Fisher, Bryant, and the reverse jam. First points of the second half for Kobe. He has a dozen in the game.
The Rockets have played smart defense today and not giving up silly, stupid fouls to make three-point plays, backing off that time on Kobe Bryant.
They're going to get a foul against Mario Bennett. But anytime the Lakers can shake loose in an open court, bad things are probably going to happen for the opposition. And with Kobe Bryant on the finishing end, you know, it's not going to be anything but spectacular.
Steve, how about that time if Matt Maloney just ran over and guarded Kobe and let Derek Fisher go in? Bullard might have had an angle for a block there.
Barkley's missed 3 free throws in a row after he hit his first 5. Rudy T has got to know that Barkley off the bench is a potent weapon, and Charles is the man that instigated that move.
You know, the Rockets are struggling, and they've got to find a way to become consistent performers. And if that means one of the 3 sits and comes off, so be it. And I think that Barkley understands that. Big afternoon so far, and you would think with those numbers he started the ball game.
What did he tell you? Charles said, I'm not a great player anymore, just a good player, but I have flashbacks. Here's Willis with a Houston foul.
Foul number 42, Kevin Willis.
The thing about Charles Barkley is we look at Kevin Willis there picking up the foul. Willis almost needs to start. He wasn't that good of a player off the bench. Where Charles Barkley, he is so good that he's going to do well at whatever time he's in the game.
Eldon Campbell will record his 7th point, first of the half.
Campbell had a nice second quarter and got a good rhythm, didn't miss his shot. When he's going like that, you got to get something out of him.
Del Harris has really been working with Eldon on learning how to play with Shaq. Talking to him about moving away from the ball, about setting some screens and getting to the offensive glass. Something that Eldon just doesn't do when he plays alongside Shaquille O'Neal.
A little cat and mouse, and now they're again down on the shot clock trying to find Barkley down on the low post.
Here's Charles, 4 to shoot. Made the ball fake, missed the shot, tapped by Willis, it won't go. Campbell chases it down. Fisher pushes for the Lakers. Bryant, cross court to Fisher for a long-range 2. Right into the hands of Maloney, and they can hold for the final shot of the 3rd quarter.
Fisher has shown today his ability to get to the hoop and create, but the Lakers aren't finishing off his penetration.
Counting Drexler down as they try to close with the shot for Bullard.
He hasn't missed all day. That's the first one, and it comes at the horn to end the 3rd quarter. A quarter that finds the Rockets on top by 5. Charles Barkley again paying immediate dividends off the bench, while Rick Fox early kept the Lakers in front. Houston on a 14-4 run to end the quarter. We'll be back to the Forum after these messages from your local station. We start the 4th quarter with the Rockets on the road, leading the Lakers 70-65. And coming up next, the second half of the doubleheader, Grant Hill and the Pistons, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. That's Detroit and Chicago. Coming up next, the second half of our NBA on NBC doubleheader.
Charles Barkley, who has led this surge here for the Rockets. Rockets are dominating the boards here in the second half. That's usually what they need to do when Houston gets in trouble.
Drexler against Bryant. Fall away shot. He's been short all day on his shots. 1 for 12 shooting for Clyde today.
O'Neal's back in the ball game, and the Lakers have started. They've got to start getting something out of him. He's been out on the floor almost doubled every time he's caught it, and so he hasn't been an effective offensive player.
Bryant for 3. Nice position by Barkley for the rebound. NBA's 3rd leading rebounder.
Willis and O'Neal get into it, push and shove, and they lock up, and on the way up down the floor, O'Neal just dives into him and picks up a double foul.
When when you have three of the greatest players in the history of the NBA on your team, good things are bound to happen. Clyde not having a good day. Hakeem, very solid considering his recovery program, and Barkley, always dominant, physically, emotionally, spiritually in the biggest of the games.
Double foul. It was number 4 on Willis and number 1 on O'Neal.
So Willis goes out of the ball game. Olajuwon comes back in.
Barkley against Campbell, trying to get around him, passes off to Hakeem. Back rim, Drexler with an offensive board. He has done a good job on the boards today, Clyde has. Not shooting well, but he has 10 rebounds.
Done everything else well, but scored the ball. Barkley trying to get in.
And he does, and wants the foul, too.
But that's what's beautiful about basketball. Charles Barkley giving up 7 inches in height to Eldon Campbell, probably 25 pounds in weight, and still just posts him up and faces him up.
Rick Fox, that's a 3. Fox has been the bailout man for the Lakers today. Without him, they'd be a double-digit deficit.
Had 14 points in the second half for Rick Fox, so he's really come alive for the Lakers. Still continue to pressure the Rockets.
Lakers are just not accustomed.
Oh, turnover. Fisher gives it up to Fox. For Rick Fox, who averages 12 a game, and timeout Houston. It's a 20.
And Rick Fox, who didn't even start playing organized basketball until he was 15 years old, grew up in the Bahamas. Right now, he's leading a spirited Laker comeback.
Many folks there looking for the Bill Walton star on the sidewalk. Rick Fox, 2 points at halftime. The second half has belonged to him, the hero of the hour for the Lakers.
Fox has been terrific. He has been able to get in the open court and score, come into the basket or shoot over the top, and that's helped the Lakers stay close. They're within 2 now.
He scored the first 9 of the third quarter. He scored the Lakers' first 5 of the fourth. Barkley. Here's Hakeem.
You got to pull the trigger. 4 on the shot clock.
Maloney did and hit a long 3. Matt Maloney, clutch shot. He has 11.
Lakers are not accustomed to somebody challenging Shaq. So many players come in here and just fall down, fake an injury, Shaq-itis. Here's Hakeem Olajuwon, though, coming in on one leg.
Jump ball as Barkley and O'Neal come down together.
Well, it only takes one arm of Shaq to throw Barkley away. Barkley thought he was going to get a foul out of it, but Olajuwon changed the shot for Fisher. Watch Shaq with one arm and.
But what Hakeem did right there, that's the hardest thing for anybody to do in basketball. Force a miss and then come back on the other side of the backboard and still make a defensive play on the ball.
With Shaq and Barkley, and Shaq gets it right to Campbell, challenges Hakeem, and the foul is called. It's either Drexler or Olajuwon. Let's see.
Drexler put his hand up, but I think this was going to go on Hakeem.
Foul number 22.
Well, they give it to Clyde.
It is Drexler. Only the first on Clyde.
And they run Rudy Tomjanovich back to the coach's line.
Eldon Campbell hits the first free throw.
Lakers really miss Robert Horry right now. Horry's been banged up a little bit.
Has a dilated vein in the groin area that can become tender, they say, and his return doubtful. Not definitely out, but unlikely he'll come back.
But it was Horry who came into his own in this league when he was playing against Charles Barkley in the old Houston-Phoenix series when Houston was winning championships.
Barkley passes out of the double team to Eddie Johnson. And Barkley has the rebound.
Come back with the same setup, and they're going to hope that they can double. They want Kobe Bryant to stay awake on Eddie Johnson.
No movement for the Rockets.
Drexler knocked out of bounds. Laker foul called on Rick Fox.
Good cut down the lane, and Drexler can't control the ball, and Fox just lands on top of him.
Well, with Clyde not shooting well, he's done the right thing. He's worked on the little aspects of the game, the rebounds, the back cuttings. 4 fouls now on Rick Fox.
trying to generate everything through Charles Barkley to make the defense of the Los Angeles Lakers react or go one-on-one against Eldon Campbell.
Pretty fall away, Charles Barkley, game high 22.
And Charles barking at the crowd once again.
5-point lead. He has those 22 points in 23 minutes of play.
And Kobe Bryant showed the ball a little bit too early. But you go back and you'll see that Barkley's having a good afternoon because he's making good decisions, backs away from Eldon Campbell over the top.
But isn't that what you dream about, Steve? Just taking some big guy, just facing him up. Step back jumpers, drop steps.
Yeah, big guys like you.
Campbell against Barkley, turns on Charles and answers. That's what Eldon was dreaming about.
Eldon's been solid this afternoon. He's into this ball game, and I'm sure Del Harris is going to try to stay with him the final 8 minutes of the game.
Barkley.
The problem that you have sometimes is you end up against the shot clock and you don't make the shot. That turns the Lakers loose.
Held it too long that time, Charles.
They're going to try to come down to Shaq, get him going late in the ball game.
There it is. Shaq has 14 points.
Hakeem, though, has done a marvelous job of keeping Shaq out of that really deep post. But over the course of the game, now that's a move.
Olajuwon and one.
Shaq is so tough. Probably the second best player behind Jordan in the NBA right now. Able to just throw in that jump hook, but then Hakeem answers with as pretty a move as you'll ever see, with incredible balance and strength.
Well, you know, we've got a game where centers feature different skills. You got power with Shaquille O'Neal. You got finesse and quickness with Hakeem Olajuwon.
And the power has 14 points. The finesse has 13. As has been the case in their 10 individual regular season matchups head-to-head, their scoring is just about the same. In fact, averaging 23 each. Kobe Bryant turns and scores. Wow.
Kobe was going to throw it down the last time, and Drexler blocked it, and it shows you the competitive spirit of Bryant. Comes right back and says, not this time.
But you can see the fire in Hakeem's eyes right now. He just wants everything. Barkley draws the foul.
Loose ball foul, Eldon Campbell of the Lakers. His third.
And you take a look at Kobe Bryant, and again, knowing how to play offense is really the secret of being able to finish big plays. Shakes off Drexler. Bottom.
Rockets by 2.
The artist formerly known as Charles Barkley is making a hit today. No, Barkley has claimed he's just a good player, but he's having a great afternoon. We'll call it a flashback, but he has done it from every angle out on the floor this afternoon, even remembering he can throw them back at the defensive end. It has been the power and the finesse of Charles Barkley on display here in the fourth.
One of the most unique players in the history of the game, cannot really be classified as a prototype anything. He is the one and only Charles Barkley.
Well, we could call him a basketball player.
He's a lot more than a basketball player.
Drexler trying to come across him, and the only time he scored was on that kind of a move from the field. Didn't get that one to drop.
The Rockets' passing has disappeared. They're all playing one-on-one.
2-point game, 63% shooting for the Lakers so far in the quarter. Barkley with the rebound to the miss.
Charles Barkley is in company like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, and Elgin Baylor in terms of combined career assists, points, and rebound. Just 4 of them at the very top.
Trying to go pick and roll with Drexler and Olajuwon. 8 on the shot clock.
Barkley against Campbell. Knocked out of bounds. Off Drexler. It'll be Laker ball.
When was the last time the Rockets had a play other than just one-on-one, shooting off your own dribble?
But still clinging to a 2-point lead. Exel. He's struggling today too. Olajuwon with the outlet. Maloney, lob. Drexler can't get it down. 1 of 14 today for Clyde Drexler.
Terrific look by Matt Maloney, and Drexler made an adjustment. The Rockets fortunate to get it back, but they need something cheap and quick right now. They've been standing around.
Olajuwon, short. Fox. Here's Van Exel to Bryant. Drexler right back, his foul. Rick Fox with a personal foul.
Kobe Bryant out in transition, one of the few times today the Lakers have got opportunities, and Van Exel is just perfect on the money with the pass.
Above the rim, and he's one of those guys that gets everybody off their seats when they see him leave his feet.
And a shout to Kobe here at the Forum as Drexler puts the Rockets back in front. 16 points off the bench for Kobe today. There's his dad, Jelly Bean Bryant.
And his mom, Pam. They spent a lot of the years in Kobe's youth playing professional basketball for Joe Jellybean over there in Italy. Kobe had to be sent videos of the NBA to learn how to play from Michael and Larry and Magic Johnson.
Van Exel is 0 for 8.
Another guy having a tough afternoon scoring the ball, Van Exel. He's had a couple of shots that normally drop for him.
Hakeem against Shaq. All-the-way jumper. Rebounded by Campbell. Again, one-on-one play. O'Neal quickly double team.
And he wants it back.
He's got it. Turns on Hakeem. No, rolled out. Campbell draws the foul.
Eldon Campbell drawing the praise in the crowd here, working on that offensive glass.
But this was a teaser. This ball hit all four corners of the rim, rolls out. Now everybody's playing volleyball with it, and finally Campbell comes down. It's actually out of his hands in control-wise, but he gets a foul on from Drexler.
Lakers are the worst free throw shooting team in the NBA.
68.1%.
Even though they take more shots than any other team per game.
And with that make, they are 15 of 21 today. We're tied at 81. Well, Houston could do worse than taking it to the mat. Bullard and Maloney have been the sharpshooters today.
But those guys don't create their own shots. You got to get Drexler, Barkley, and Hakeem to give it up after they draw collapsing defense.
4 on the shot clock.
Barkley, tough shot. Shot clock violation.
The only way that Barkley is going to be able to get the quick score and the foul is to go right away. Turn around, face him, blow by him, and expose Eldon Campbell. But if he's going to back him down against the clock, he's not going to have enough time to work his way around to get a good look, and a turnover with a shot clock violation.
Charles has always claimed that the bigger, taller guy standing up over the top of him, like Kevin McHale, give him the most trouble.
O'Neal, double team, and a nice pass to Campbell.
They're going to take their chances on Eldon Campbell being the guy to beat him. They're not going to let O'Neal even get started. Every time he catches the ball, they're sending 1-2 guys to him. Campbell did the right thing, dove down the lane. Now they have a chance for a couple more free throws.
Bullard committing his second foul. Off the front rim, Campbell puts LA in front.
Tom, when you talk to the Laker forwards about learning how to play with Shaq, Eldon, Rick Fox, Robert Horry, they all talk about how you have to move to that offensive glass because everybody's standing there either knocked over by Shaq, they're stunned by Shaq, they're in awe of Shaq, and you got to learn how to get your game going.
6 points in the quarter for Eldon
Drexler takes it right to the rim to score and has a chance for a three-point play. Kobe Bryant with a foul.
Kobe Bryant got suckered into this play, left too much of the baseline open. Clyde got away with a little bit of a hook and gets to the line. But it has been a tough afternoon for Drexler to find ways to score the ball. Has a chance for a three-point play.
He has 8 points, 2 of 15 shooting, but he does have 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. He's done everything else.
Speaking of those assists, Tom, Clyde Drexler is the leading off-guard assist man in the NBA.
Under 3.5 minutes.
Right now, you hear Dale Harris telling his guys, get it in, and right now, go to the big fella.
Bryant forced that one, but O'Neal bailed him out. Then it was stripped away from him by Barkley.
Hakeem is standing in there and giving everything he's got against Big Shaq.
Barkley, he's got to go right now. If he doesn't go early, he ends up with a tougher shot. That one drops in for him.
Barkley shakes his head yes as he records number 24. And the Rockets have a 4-point lead. Timeout, Lakers. 2 minutes, 52 seconds left in the game. Can Barkley and the Rockets pull it off? Their first win of the season against the Lakers? Barkley says, Rockets leading the Lakers by 6, 86-82. Timeouts left. Each team with 3 fulls. The Lake Rockets also have a 20 and a foul to give. Charles Barkley continues to pace the Rockets. He was the only Rocket in double figures at halftime. Now there are 4. Lakers have 5 in double figures, led by Rick Fox. But look at Shaquille O'Neal, 14 points today after scoring 30 or more in the last 3 games. They have effectively double-teamed him this afternoon. 4-point lead for the Houston Rockets as Drexler almost had the steal, couldn't handle it, knocked out of bounds.
But Tom, that takes 2 seconds off the shot clock. Jim Gray reports from the Laker huddle during that timeout that push the ball when possible for the break, and then if it's not there, dump it inside to Shaq or get it to Kobe for the isolation.
86-82, Rockets by 4. Jones, three-pointer. Campbell, offensive board to Bryant.
Over the defense of Olajuwon, a big effort, 2-point game.
But as strong as Charles Barkley has been all day, that weak side defensive rebound has got to be his.
Here's Barkley against Campbell again. That's been the most. And Barkley turns it over. Out of bounds. They've continually gone to Barkley against Campbell.
Dancing down the sideline. He actually got pushed. The official didn't see the hand in the side, and so the Lakers get a good break.
Can't believe that Barkley's not shooting 2 there.
Houston's turned it over 4 times in the quarter. Lakers don't have a turnover. O'Neal quickly double team. It's Bryant for 3. And the long rebound to Maloney.
Houston's defense has been superb today. The quickness of the double team and then the closeout.
Here's Drexler, and he's fouled.
They dumped it down in low, and Kobe gets the wide open look. He's willing to take that shot all the time, and Mom and Dad just off. But Clyde Drexler turned in that corner. His head was down, Steve, and you've seen that a lot of years. When he's that determined, he's either going to score or get to the line.
He's 5 of 6 at the free throw line, and tribute to the pro that is Clyde Drexler, that on a bad shooting day, he's done all the other things and is still willing to take the shot or make the move here in the stretch time.
6 1/4 for Drexler on a hard luck afternoon at the offensive end, but that makes it a 4-point lead, and the Lakers are going to have to change what they're trying to do offensively.
Hakeem's eyes on defense. He is so focused in.
Van Exel's had the tough shooting day, and he passed up the shot. Campbell against Barkley. Barkley clears it.
Forced Eldon Campbell well behind the backboard now. Time for the Rockets to play real smart basketball.
1:15 left. Barkley's fall away. Not a good shot off the glass.
I guess he didn't hear you say smart. Coming to Shaq.
Jones. Blocked by Akeem. Follow shot, Shaq. Houston timeout. 57.7 left. Shaq with the emphatic follow-up.
Akeem did everything he could, but Shaq just stayed right with it. The Lakers got the ball up over the top for Shaq to throw it home.
.86, 57.7 seconds left. Rudy Tomjanovich and the Rockets trying to hang on to that two-point lead. They still have a foul to give.
The Rockets play the shot clock to shoot at 40. That means they'll get the last shot of the game. Jim Gray tells us from the Rocket huddle that after our offensive set, and then when the Lakers come down, if Shaq gets it in the low post, foul him immediately.
Gonna go pick and roll again. The last time Drexler was able to get across the middle.
Missed the shot and rebounded by Campbell. Why would they want Drexler, who's having a horrendous shooting night, to take the shot?
It was way too quick on the shot clock too, Tom.
They're going to come into Shaq, and they tried to get a steal, but they call a foul. There's the one that they had to give. And it's gone.
It's 4 on Akeem. Still a two-point game with 36.2 seconds left. Here comes O'Neal across as Drexler deflects it out of bounds.
Surprised Rudy Tomjanovich hasn't come with Kevin Willis for a defensive possession here. Get Bullard out of there and get somebody to bang with Eldon Campbell.
Well, they're going to come to Shaq. They were supposed to foul him, and they didn't.
Didn't foul him. Didn't foul him. They let him have the slam, and we're tied at 88.
Rockets play for one right here. No brainer.
Charles Barkley against Campbell. Fall away. Good! Barkley has been the man today for the Houston Rockets. 26 points, including the clutch fall away over Eldon Campbell that gives them a two-point lead with 3.6 left. Back after these messages from your local station.
To win big time in the NBA, you've got to have guys who can create at the end of the games off their own dribble. Charles Barkley, beautiful. You live for a situation like that, and he just busts Eldon Campbell and everyone ecstatic on the Houston bench and in the state of Texas.
You got 3.6 left in the ball game, a two-point advantage. You know that if Shaq gets the ball, they're going to foul him. The two people are going to be featured in this play, probably Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and the third option would be Eddie Jones.
Still no Kevin Willis.
Delay a game warning against the Rockets on Matt Bullard, who's guarding the inbounds passer, Eddie Jones.
Trying to get the ball to Kobe Bryant.
To Van Exel instead. Van Exel's floater, no good. Rockets win. The Rockets' big three, Barkley, Olajuwon, and Drexler scored 17 of their last 20 points, including 15 in a row. Here's that last shot.
Van Exel was looking for a foul all the way. He got bodied and hit, still holding it to get it up, and there's still enough time. Kobe Bryant can't control it, and they end up with a heartbreaking loss. But Van Exel definitely was bodied, and Del Harris was all over the official.
Nick Van Exel jumped in. Matt Maloney fell back. Rudy Tomjanovich says, let's get out of here quick.
Well, Sir Charles carried the day, and he is with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, the artist you said, formerly known as Charles Barkley, I guess you get your name back. You are Charles Barkley. Tell us about the winning jumper there.
Well, I can play well every now and then, but I'm the artist. You know, Coach called a 4-hole. I want to get the last possible shot. I got a great shot. I don't shoot the ball well going to my right. I shoot the ball a lot better going to my left. And I felt good about my shot all day today.
Now, Clyde couldn't get anything going today. Hakeem struggled. You come off the bench with 26. Are you getting more and more comfortable with this coming off the bench, and is it benefiting the team, you think?
Well, I don't care if I come off the bench or start, Jim. When I come in, I'm just going to try to make something happen. You know, Pat Riley's, I always talk about his word, voluntary cooperation. Kevin's had a great year. I didn't want to take away from his glory. I've had plenty of glory. But I'm just glad we won. Just let people know we're still alive.
Now you're in this spot. You guys would face the Lakers if the playoffs were to begin today.
Oh, we need to get out that spot then. we got to try to avoid the Lakers in Seattle. I mean, we were very fortunate to win today, but you definitely don't want to play Seattle, and I don't really think you want to play the Lakers.
I guess you were a little upset you weren't on the All-Star team. You made up for it today. Congratulations, Charles.
Oh, Vegas was good, baby.
Back to you, Tom.
All right, Jim. Charles Barkley carried the day, the veterans of the Rockets. Van Exel here with that last Laker shot. As the horn sounds and the Rockets avoid the regular season sweep by winning by 2 on this shot by Barkley. 90-88, Houston beats Los Angeles. Now stay tuned for the conclusion of our NBA on NBC doubleheader as the Pistons take on the Bulls. For Steve Jones, Bill Walton, and Jim Gray, Tom Hammond saying so long from Los Angeles.